Yeah, again, hello for everyone. Today's lecture 13th, and today we talk about e-government, e-learning, e-business, what is it, and how it's going today. And today's lesson plan is e-government, knowing what is it, and knowing the concepts, architecture, and services that use it nowadays with us. E-learning, again, knowing what is e-learning, the architecture of them, structure and platforms that we are using on our mobile phones and other technologies. The third is e-business, knowing what is it again and the basic model of e-business, how it's working and is it useful or no. Next one, what is the e-government or e-gov? The term electronic government or e-government represents a single system which will bring together all public authorities and enable them to provide services to the public via the internet. Electronic terminals are even mobile phones, and not only to individuals but also to companies or entrepreneurs. Yeah, in the next slides, we should see a small history of including e-government for our country. It was at 10th November 2004, and we've got stages of including e-government, electronic government for our countries. There are three main stages that you are see there. You should write the keywords and some information from this presentation. Yep, we should go to the next slide. The results of the program are this program have a good results for a small period of time that was started at 2005 and going to the present days. There are informational step, interactive step, transactional step, and transformational step. And we've got a picture with like information about the steps, how it's going, and how it affects for this program. You should copy this information. Yeah, I'm going to the next slide, and this types of interactions. We've got main or four types of interactions. There are between the states and citizens. It's written or right like G2C, government to citizen. Second is between the state and business, G2B, government to business. Between different branches of government, G2G, like a government to government. And the fourth one is between the states and civil servants, G2E, government to employees. At the next slide, we should see a picture of these types of interaction. You should copy, print, or draw it if it is possible and easier to learn. Yeah, and the next slide is electronic business. Yeah, nowadays a business is very interesting sphere of developing of country, economic and something other, and a new like a term is electronic business. A business is a transformation of basic business processes using internet technologies. At this picture you should see steps of working electronic business, e-business, how it's going. Like a production, we've got a production that can go to marketing. Marketologs can marketing it and its sale and give a payment. That's like a simple business structure. Interactions in the e-business. There are informational exchange, contaction, marketing, research, establishing contacts, for example, between potential customers and suppliers, sale of goods and services, electronic payments, including using electronic payment system, distributing of productions, the possibility of organizing virtual enterprises. You should copy this because it's very important information. You should know about this. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, next is e-business instruments. Nowadays we've got main 7 instruments. They are productions, purchase them, marketing, order or processing, settlement or payments, delivery, after sales services, and support. These are the main instruments of e-business. Okay, next, e-business directions. There are a lot of e-business directions, but mains are there. First one is electronic advertising, like a advertisement, but electronic. Second is electronic commerce. Third is information services. Next, e-health services, distance learning, customer relationship management, electronic auctions, electronic exchanges, industry portals, electronic banks, electronic brokerage services, and etc. Others. Yeah, and one of the very interesting is electronic learning. It's the service that we use nowadays, and now we use it again. This e-learning, electronic system of training through computer and electronic technologies. Yeah, there we've got a picture that shows that e-learning includes practice, classrooms, online, websites, courses, education, internet, skills, improvement, and learning. Yeah, e-learning includes includes work with electronic materials using a personal computer, mobile phone, DVD player, and something other. The second electronic e-learning include obtaining advice, tips, readings from a remote, like a geographical experts, teachers, and something other. Third is creating a user community, like social networks, leading common topics of conversation, giving advice, talking with others, and developing some skills. First is timely hour delivery of e-learning materials. Fifth is development of educational web resources, like a Wikipedia writes some information there and something other. Yeah, we should go. The next slide is the advantages of e-learning from traditional learning. Yeah, we know that e-learning is the future of developing our learning system, and we need to know about the advantages of them. First is online learning accommodated everyone's needs. Second, lectures can be taken any number of times. Yeah, like our lecture is online and you should see it every time that you need. Third is offers access to updating content. Yeah, like we are teachers make a new content for you to understand and for use this content for your life and at exam. Next one is quick delivery of lessons. Next, consistency between educators and audience. Next is reduced costs, less impact on environment. Yep. The next is the advantages of e-learning from traditional learning. It's again the same things that I written and say to you at the previous presentation. Yeah, you should copy this information for your notebooks or copybooks. I think that this lecture is very interesting because topics are not so like quiet and not so boring, and we should make a new lecture and make it more interesting. And the next is the questions for self-control. You should read, answer, and give comments for these questions. First is what is e-government, e-learning, and e-business? What is there and how it's working nowadays? The second, the stages of e-government. You should write the stages of e-government and how it's going for nowadays. Third is assessment of e-government development of Kazakhstan. Yeah, it's very interesting. Fourth, what is e-business directions? What kind of directions they have, and something other. And the end question is, what does e-learning includes? What kinds of things e-learning includes for them? Yeah, thank you for your attention. See you later. This is your lovely teachers from math and physics. Yeah, see you. Goodbye.